Hi everyone and welcome to another video. Well, can you believe it? 2 years ago, I started the download for Baldur's Gate 3, perhaps the greatest video game that's ever been made. Now I know immediately upon saying this, some people are going to totally disagree with me, and that's fine. As far as I'm concerned, it's probably the greatest video game that was ever made. At the very least, the greatest video game since, I would argue, maybe Skyrim. I know. People are going to disagree, and that's absolutely fine. And I've put over 300 hours into this game. And I'm sure that when the developers came up with this game, they would never have imagined the success that BG3 has now garnered. It's won every single award that's been going. It has created a massive community and completely redefined what it is to play a CRPG. There were people who'd never ever played a CRPG before who played it. And of course, to others such as myself, people who like to play CRPGs all the time, it was an absolute and complete revelation. For me, it was the ability to truly play a Dungeons and Dragons game kind of in real time. And so for that reason alone, I think it is really out there as one of the greatest games ever made. Now, of course, Larian Studios are celebrating the fact that 2 years later, BG3 is still going strong. I'm just going to go over to the Steam page here. Yes, here we go. BG3 turns 2. And they talked about the fact that, yes, it seems like it's only yesterday since the launch day panel from hell. And that was a very important part of the development of this game, because they constantly updated us in terms of what was going on, and I thought that was absolutely great. But what they've done in this post is to give us some stats, and one of the biggest ones you can see there is over 265 million downloads of mods. 8,500 mods have been uploaded, which is absolutely incredible. They've gone on to talk about the percentage of players who've achieved certain things within the game. And I mean, the information is all there. 2.07% of players wobbled their way to victory, defeating 20 opponents while drunk. I didn't even know that that was a thing. All the way down to 1.1 million players who have completed BG3 in tactician mode. I'm not one of them, but never mind. They've gone on to talk about some of the obscure achievements, and I mean, you can read this for yourselves, but there's one in particular that I wasn't even aware was possible within the game. And again, this tells us something about just how good the game is. There are so many secrets, there are so many different ways in which you can achieve your objective. 2.65% of players managed to rescue Shazza, or Sazza, I should say, 3 times in one playthrough. Who knew? 8.21% of players thought to use an enemy as an improvised weapon against another. Well, there you go. And of course, with the introduction of honor mode, which I know a lot of people engaged in, look at those numbers right there. 4,647 players managed to beat honor mode using only a level 1 character. To them, I tip my hat. There was no way I was going to be able to do that. And over 31,000 players beat honor mode as a jack of all trades. Now, of course, we know that the final patch for Baldur's Gate 3 came out with patch 8. That was released in April of this year, bringing crossplay, photo mode, and 12 new subclasses. So there is still stuff to get involved in with BG3. In reality, I think I've only done one playthrough. Yes, I've only done one playthrough, so I'm probably going to invest over 100 hours more going through it again. And if I were to recommend a game to anyone, it would be this one. It's very rare that every once in a while, and I suppose that's a good thing if you think about it, every once in a while a game comes along that just changes everything. And you know, it's really been BG3 over the last couple of years that's done that. So if there is perchance anyone out there who's not played it yet, get it, play it, enjoy it. That's enough from me. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.